All right. Trying to find out if everything is okay, the voice and the connections, but it looks like everything is okay. Wherever you are watching from, YouTube, Twitter, no, I think Facebook or Twitter. If you are watching from those area, I hope you can hear me. All right, Twitter is okay. I can see. Let's check out Facebook before we kick off. I believe Facebook is also going to be okay. All right, all right. Yes, everything is all right. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, great people of Africa, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you and I welcome you to this segment, this evening segment of this broadcast. I am not going to take much of your time in this broadcast. I am going to go straight to the point. Because I do not have enough time, I'm not supposed to, you know, I was supposed to do this broadcast yesterday, but it was cancelled. It was rescheduled till further notice, but I realized that it doesn't matter when I do it, but I have to do it because of there are many things that we need to understand from what I am about to do. I know many people will say it does not concern what we are doing, but what we are fighting for is freedom. And there are many things that concerns what we are doing. How people are treated, how people are, people's behavior, and then there is always something you will find out of every, event. that you could actually use or utilize to inform others of what's going on. So what you are seeing right now is that I want to tell you exactly what is going on in Nigeria that many of you does not know about. And that thing that is going on there is something you need to pay a very good attention to. And I want to make a proposal, or I want to make, put up a disclaimer. This broadcast is not based on anti-LGBTQ community. It is not what I am here to do. It is not because I am saying it for the sake of what we are here to do. This broadcast is actually what we are going to expose: the stage of inequality in the land, the stage of, everyone, is every animal is animal, but there are animals that are more animals than every other animals. I am going to show you with a proof, to show you that you are in a lawless society, and that is the reason why there is nothing you are going to do in such lawless society is going to actually help you to move forward. There is no way, there is no political will to tackle, problems that the laws are there for, that the laws support for it to be tackled. Now, if you look at what is going on in the social media, many of you will know who is Bobrisky. Many of you knows who is Bobrisky. He called himself a cross-dresser. And recently, you've been seeing a whole lot of things. You've been seeing, recently, of course, you've been seeing a whole lot of things trending about this man who turned himself to be like a woman. The reason why I've said this time without number. I have said that, severally, that there is a serious recruitment going on in Nigeria. Recruitment going on in Nigeria. And this recruitment has everything to do with role modeling. Role modeling. So that recruitment that has everything to do with role modeling is what we are going to expose for the sake of our society. Because no matter what you are going to believe in, or no matter what you are going to be, did you know the decision adults have the decision must be made by you. The decisions must be made by you. You cannot be lured into such things, through manipulations. So that is the reason why it is a society of democracy that we have. So under this democratic dispensation, anything that they want, that you can do must not be imposed in you, must not be, brought into you through a cognizant or cognitive dissonance, which they will be showing you a particular thing, and while they are showing you this particular thing, you are seeing it. This thing they are showing you is successful. People who are doing it, they are successful, they are influential, they are. Do you think that your society that can, where be say you they do small Yahoo, the next thing they want to do Yahoo Plus? They want use person child. May they use, Wole Abazuafia do Yahoo Plus. Do you think society like that will not resolve into everything or anything to make money? And that is the reason why many times when I come online, I tell you that poverty is an institution. And this institution called poverty is exactly what we are, grappling with. And that's why each and every time we come online, we tell you whatever we are going to tell many of us. We will not understand it. because a poor person is looking for where they are doing giveaway. A poor person is looking for where they are gossiping. A poor person is looking for where it will benefit them physically, immediately. A poor person is after fiat money. That is to say, poverty is an institution that is also affecting the entire Nigeria, including their political leaderships. And I am going to explain that. And they know when there is poverty, people will be keen in doing anything and everything that will make them money. So whenever they want to introduce a particular behavior to the society, each time they want to, get you used to a particular behavior which is against the Most High, which is against the tradition of you, which is against the law of where you are from, then they want to introduce such things. Facebook will try to suppress us in any way possible. They will all the media channels actually will try to suppress us in any means possible, so that we don't discuss this, because this is actually a futuristic problem that we're supposed to be expecting in our land, and we are not paying attention to it. And it is, the reason why there is poverty all over the place is that it makes us not to pay attention to the things that we need to be focusing our attention on. And I want you to know that this, due to this poverty institution, everyone want to do anything that will be in the benefit of them immediately. They are not thinking about future. They are not thinking about, the trend. They just want to follow. They just want to take up a role model, or to follow a role model, without knowing what exactly all these things is going to resolve to. That is exactly this thing called cognitive dissonance. Because it is something you see every day, it becomes a norm. It becomes something you know. That is exactly what you see unfolding in Nigeria today. But what is so important for you to understand in all these places, in all these things that is unfolding in Nigeria, it is one thing, that there is a law. There is a law. And this law is passed in 2014. This law is passed in 2014. Let me try to improve my signal. Just one moment. Let me try to improve my signal. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. This, it is actually giving me a warning about my signal, so I have to see if I can optimize. So, what I was saying is that there is a law that govern LGBTQ queer community in Nigeria. That is exactly where I am going. That's why I made a disclaimer that this is not anti LGBTQ or anybody program. I am not, even if I might be anti, but this is not, the program is not about that. The program is about inequality in Nigeria. And I want you to understand what this inequality is leading us to. I want you to know exactly what this means. Let me show you, first of all, the law that governs these people. The law that was implemented, the bill that was signed in 2014. The bill that was signed in 2014. And I remember that that bill, they have never revoked such bill. That bill is not revoked. And that is the reason why it is very, very imperative for us to understand that the laws, what it governs and what it does not govern. For you to know that lawmakers in Nigeria, all they do is to violate and infringe upon your right at every given time. That is what they do. Those all these law enforcement agencies that goes into people's house, or somebody reports that they were bullied on social media, they will just go into that person's house because they believe they can, and they will take that person, which is against the law. Because before you do such thing, you should get a court interdict. Court must actually be the one to tell you go and arrest somebody, because this is something they are talking to each other. It is court who will determine that are you abusing this person. It is court that will determine that are you defaming this person. Police cannot determine what is defamation of character or crimen injuria. Police cannot determine such. So that is the reason why you see now there was a law that was passed 2014 by the President Goodluck Jonathan. And I remember that even his his predecessor did not change. No, his successor did not change such law. Let me try to bring it in front of your screen so that we will have that conversation properly. Just one moment. Okay. Let me share it on the let's share it on your screen. I'm sharing, trying to share it with you. Sharing a screen without sharing your system sound. Okay. I want to show us. This is from Al Jazeera. I am going to pick it up from Al Jazeera so that you will understand that what we are saying is authentic. Not trying to be prejudiced against anyone, but what I'm trying to show you, it is the news. And let me read for you. Well, let me read for you the news. Just one moment. One moment. Now, they I believe you can see it also on your screen. I believe you can see it on your screen, what I am trying to read. So, of course, you can see it now on your screen. Let us read. It says Nigeria passes law against gay relationships. Nigeria passes law against gay relationship. That is, bill introduced long jail terms for gay marriages or gay marriage, public display of same-sex relationship, and belonging to gay group. Are you seeing? This is the law that was passed in 2004 against any act or any form of, this is anti-LGBTQ law that was passed by President Goodluck Jonathan, and did not his successor did not revoke such law, and that law still stands in Nigeria as we speak right now. Now you are seeing this guy called Bobrisky doing all sort of things in Nigeria. He's cross-dressing. He went and made himself a woman. He went and he changed. He is even been given a award in Nigeria as the best dresser in Nigeria because they don't see women anymore. They don't want to promote women anymore. What they want to continue promoting is this type of people, even though there is a law that is passed that prohibits such act in the country. Why is that law not being, used? Why is that law not in use in Nigeria? This law that I am reading for you, why is it not in use in Nigeria? Because the Nigeria state is a lawless society. The Nigeria state is exactly what you called, banana republic. Banana republic. That is what they are. And this is not in a point of view of, my belief system. It is the reality. How can you have a law? How will a nation have a law against a particular act? Same nation will be condoning the act when somebody of high influence is the one that is, that is perpetrating the act. But when it's somebody that is of a poor community, those people will be apprehended immediately. Those will be apprehended immediately. 4 months ago, or 6 months ago, if not 4 months ago, but the time fly a lot. You will see in a news where Nigeria police went to arrest gay people where they gathered in an occasion. You have seen it in the news few months ago, but this guy is being given award that belongs to a woman inside the Nigeria, and the Nigeria's law enforcement, Nigeria lawmakers are not seeing it, and it has gone viral. Nigeria lawmakers who supposed to understand the 2014 bill signed by Goodluck Jonathan that has not been revoked by any of his successors. So that means there is no law. Law does not count in Nigeria, or law counts for some people, not for everyone. Why do you want to be part of a nation that runs their show in that manner? Part of a lawless society. They have constitution, and that constitution is what you call a formality in such society. They will make a law, but they will never implement such law. Why do you want to be part of such society as a human being? This is not in particular. But I pick up this one because it is something that everyone and the whole world could see. And that is the reason why I put up this disclaimer that it is not about anti-LGBTQ broadcast. It is about being realistic of Nigeria inequality and her lawmakers, how they choose who to enforce law on and how they choose who to pardon. And this is exactly what is going on in Nigeria. That's why you see military throwing bombs inside communities in Biafra land. Nobody will call them. There will be nothing like commission of inquiries to find out why is the military bombing the residential area. But everyone is talking about what is going on in Gaza. What is going on in Gaza? People are being traumatized in Biafra land on a daily basis. People who are believing in self-determination are being demonized and being prosecuted on a daily basis in Biafra land, which is against the law. Which is against the law because Nigeria is a signatory to Genève's Convention. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Nigeria is a signatory to it. So, Nigeria going against those who believe in self-determination brutally. Those who are not, doing anything, but they are trying to protect the land from the, invasion of the Fulanese terrorists. So those people are now targeted. These people are now demonized. These people, because of these people, they go into communities and they start throwing bombs. That's what Nigerian militaries are doing. And that is exactly what, we have evidence to that. We have evidence to that. And it is important for us to know. Of course, you can even see it on Facebook. You can see it on Facebook by yourself. And you will understand what exactly is happening in Nigeria. Inequality, the order of the day. Everyone is animal, but there are animals who are, more animals than the other. Look at this. This is a bomb dropped on residential building. A bomb. Let me increase the volume. This is the first time he sees bomb in his life. He is traumatized. The first time he is seeing bomb in his life, other than from the movie. That's exactly what you see. Traumatized society. That's what you are seeing in that country. When we call it a banana republic or a zoo, people believe we are castigating her. But this is the reality of those who are actually making the law and enforcing the law. This is what they have resolved into doing. They are not interested in the book. They are not interested in anything written in the book, in the constitution or the laws that is set aside on how to tackle a particular, every issue. They are not interested in that anymore. All they do is they do lay, attack and detain you in arbitrarily. That is exactly what Nigeria state does. That is the reason why this old man you call Bobrisky, is doing everything in front of the lawmakers. He is doing everything in front of the lawmakers. Everything he do, you find him, you find him, you will find him kissing another man. You find him doing all sort of things in public in Nigeria. But the law says, let me read that law again so that we will understand what's going on. Let me read the law again. Nigeria has outlawed gay marriages, public display of same-sex relationship, and belonging to gay groups with the passing of a law that has sparked international condemnation. The law sparked international condemnation, but the law to criminalize self-determination did not spark the condemnation of international society. We know what we need to expect from the international to society, because the double standard is, and it is out of order. Their double standard is out of order. They criminalize self-determination, which Nigeria, is a signatory to the Genève's Convention. Nigeria is a signatory to Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which self-determination is recognized as a right of people. Nigeria, criminalize it, and it is not it decriminalize, criminalizing or demonizing self-determination. It is not, in line with Nigeria Constitution or Nigeria law. It is not in line. That is a bogus, and that is off the book activities of Nigeria law enforcement and Nigeria government. And now, for you to understand, gayism or homosexualism or what you call LGBTQ queer is against the law in this country. Even the bill has been passed in 2014. Why is Bobrisky not called or not sent to prison or sentenced as per the law, not as per my desire, as per the law? Nigeria has outlawed gay marriage, public display of same-sex relationship, which we see every day. Bobrisky is displaying, and belonging to gay groups, with the passing of a law that has sparked international condemnation. President Goodluck Jonathan spokesman Reuben Abatim said on Monday that the president signed the bill because it was consistent with the attitude of most people towards homosexuality in the West African nation. Did you hear that? I can confirm that the president has signed the bill into law, Abati said, without specifying date, but adding that it happens earlier this month. Did you see that? By the time this news was broadcasted, they fixed it will happen earlier the same month. Now, more than 90% percent of Nigeria are opposed to same-sex marriage, democracy. I hope you are paying attention, because most of the time we don't understand what we get ourselves involved with, or what we see playing out in society, and if you ignore it, it becomes a norm. And that is the reason why you should not ignore it. Many people will believe that this doesn't concern what we're doing. It has every concern with what we're doing. We're raising children in those society, even when we are actually, fighting for freedom. You cannot see a problem that is going to have a futuristic, effect negatively. You will ignore it and say, no, we are fighting for this. No, it is important for us to be holistic about our freedom, because when we get stuck on one, the other one will continue to get worse. By the time you find out, you have to go back and start afresh. This is the reason why we must make sure that everybody is aware that what Bobrisky is doing in Nigeria is against the law of Nigeria. Why is nobody calling him to account? Why is it that when people talk about him, he will get them arrested or they will be intimidated? But this is his activities, his kissing in public, his all these things is against the law of Nigeria. But the law of Nigeria continue to protect people who knows lawmakers. Are you getting it? 90% of Nigerians are against and they actually supported the law. 90% of Nigerians supported the law of anti-gay bill. Now, the law is there in the fridge, frozen, while the perpetrators and the law offenders are on the loose. Not just on the loose, they are there influencing your children. Mommy, one day you will start hearing, Mommy, 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 I want to be like Bobrisky. Your boy, you will start telling you, Mommy, Mommy, I've said this over and over again in the last 4 years. Mommy, 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 I want to be like Bobrisky. Over, like, you will start seeing it someday. That is the reason, well, that is when you might realize the reason why he is there. There is always somebody. You see the reason why we are fighting for our freedom in the holistic freedom that is going to favor everybody in Biafra land. This is not a freedom that is going to favor, the minority. That is going to favor the minority. This is the freedom that is targeted to favor the demography of all the eastern part of Nigeria. Now you see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu taking a lead in the quest for our freedom and total emancipation. You see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu taking a lead. What you see Bobrisky doing right now, he is fighting to make sure he make your children wishing to be like him so that they will be successful. Because poverty is an institution established that each and every time somebody who call themselves an influencer start influencing rubbish, people will become interested in joining such rubbish, because as long as there is money, we're going to make out of it. That is exactly how your mind is conditioned. And that is the reason why you are seeing Bobrisky going and doing all sort of, these things he does that is against the law of Nigeria, and going scot-free. Going scot-free. You have seen how many cross-dressers today. And they will, this time around, they are no longer hiding what they are. It is out there in the open. This is not personal. I am not taking this action or this, things that I have seen. I'm not taking it personal, but it is an evidence to show us that every animal is animal, but there are animals that is more animals than the other animals. And a lawless society, a society that, sees laws and turn a blind eyes because the person committing this crime is somebody that is well known, or somebody that is, that is exactly what you see. But when people fight for their freedom in the way of liberating everybody, NSAS protest 2020 shows everyone, shows the whole world that anytime you believe in self-determination, ordinary protest you will do, they will vilify you, and they will even take out so many of you, destroy lives and properties. And that is exactly what has been transpiring in Biafra land over the years. Military going and bombing societies, because these societies, there are people who believe in self-determination, and there are people who are planted to commit crime so that it will act as if they are the same people believing in self-determination. Even if it is the same people believing in self-determination, it does not give any law enforcement right to go and place a bomb in a community where there are people. In a community, randomly, sporadically, you shoot a bomb and it destroy people's home, traumatize people, hurt people, some, most times kill people. Nigerian society is not interested in that. So if there is no law that governs what they are doing, but what Bobrisky is doing has law that governs it. You see, the law that is passed and shown to you is just a formality. Once we are, they just abandon the law. Have you seen that Mazen Namde Kanu is in arbitrary detention because of the lawlessness of Nigeria? And when we talk about these things, people believe that we are just being, we are just not patriotic to the country. This is what we have seen over the years, and we refuse to be patriotic. This is what we have seen over the years, and we have refused to be patriotic. If patriotism is to support evil, if patriotism is all about supporting evil when we see them or turning a blind eyes, let that patriotism, burn in hell. What we are talking about is patriotism to the, for the benefit of human right, to the benefit of human life. That is the type of patriotism that we believe in. But in a situation whereby you will be there as a nation, as a country, but you are actually, you are not taking, yourself seriously. The law is not actually implemented, only implemented against the poor people, which has not been given opportunity to even get something, to survive on. There is no opportunity made available in Nigeria. Hospital in Nigeria is in a state of, in fact, non-existence. Hospital in Nigeria in a state of non-existence. That is what you see hospital. People are actually dying every day on a daily basis. On a daily basis. People are dying every day on a daily basis just because of the hospital. And there is a law in Nigeria that supports all this infrastructural development, because when they go to development, Bank of China, and get a loan, access a loan, or go to IMF or World Bank, get a loan, it is all about to develop in infrastructure. So where were these loans that they have actually acquired or accumulated over the years? What were they able to use it to do? They use it to pocket and protect those who are powerful. That is exactly what they use this money to do, to protect and put in their pocket and protect those who are powerful. That is exactly what we are seeing. And if you cannot understand that this predicament that you see, this thing we are talking about is a predicament, it's a torture to everyone that's supposed to be calling themselves, I am a citizen of Nigeria. And you will come to social media, you will be telling us Nigeria not the carry last. Nigeria not the carry last. Nigeria does not obey the law. Nigeria go against the law every given time. Kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria, an extraordinary rendition, is against the law, against the international treaty. It is against international bilateral treaty. Now, extraordinary rendition. He's been tried all this while in the court of law. Court of law. When the law is against extraordinary rendition, but the law is now making those laws to appear, like it does not exist. Some animals are equal, but some other animals are more animals than the others. I don't know if I am phrasing it correctly, but I believe you understand what I am saying. Bobrisky. If Bobrisky is not arrested because of all these things he's displaying, because the law was passed, the bill was passed and signed in 2014. Anybody who display If I have not seen few months ago those who were arrested in displaying such act, if I have not seen it few months ago, then it will look like I will even doubt myself. Is there a law like this? That's what actually makes, pushed me to go and read this law, this bill that was signed. And exactly when you see, even before in Nigeria society, you see that, they do what is called vigilantism, or what I call mob justice. It was mob justice that people used to, define the crime of same sex in Nigeria. It was mob justice. So Nigeria has never been a country that has a law that protect the right of LGBTQ queer community. It has never had a law or have a law that protects them. It has been always anti them. So how come are we seeing these people taking over our society, taking over our media, role modeling our children, and you believe that these things, it is all about, it is normal? It is not normal at all. It is not normal. This is a disaster. This is a looming disaster. If you don't understand it, you understand it right now. This is a looming disaster. Because people don't not understand how implementation of neocolonialism happens. People do not understand what is neocolonialism. A neo-colonialism is something that need a lot of marketing and role modeling. Role modeling, marketing, and presenting herself to be the best among others. That's why you see white Jesus Christ with blue eyes. It is part of the neo-colonial agenda. It is something that creates, you know, that creates, makes something that is abnormal to be normal, or create normalcy where there is abnormality. That is exactly what you see that is playing out. Bob is recruiting children who want to be like Bob tomorrow, not willingly, but because of the money that he displays on social media. That is exactly, if we want to be truthful to ourselves in Africa, the Bible that Christianity is using is, well equivocally, you know, condemning the activities of these people. But Christianity, to show you that Christianity does not own Bible. Bible is not a book of Christianity, but they hide behind Bible to, to actually, carry out their evil crimes against humanity. Christianity hide behind the Bible to perpetrate their evil crime against humanity through lies, deceit, promotion of neo-colonialism. That's why they've been, even though that it is exposed that Jesus has never been a white guy with blue eyes, you will still see churches having that, in the cross. You will see people still having them because of cognitive dissonance. This is what we are used to. If it is not what we used to do before, let it not be the way. This is what we know. This is what our mother taught us. This is what our parents taught us. But if you can understand that what you know is the reason why you are in the predicament where you found yourself today. It is what you will unlearn and relearn that will pull you out of that predicament you are actually grappling with right now. Because our mind is troubled, our mind is captivated with what we have seen as normalcy over the years. So it is always what we think about. That's why Bible is against everything these people are doing, everything we are seeing today. It is against it, yet people are still doing it. Because some people will come and tell you Bible is a book of confusion, that it has every confusion, because they cannot read it. And people who does not understand there is events. If an event take place, we record the event, we do what we learn from the event. That is our culture and tradition. So in this event, you see Bible is a different event. It is a different event. People recording the presence of God. There was a time when human beings have access to God easier than this time around. This time around, people does not even have access, because the devil made sure that they turn everything that will give you access to your God. They turn it upside down so that you will never have access to your God, which the God that created this thing, that the same God that says, seek ye first the kingdom. That is the reason why when you talk about Solomon, you talk about wisdom, because wisdom was the only thing he asked. He knows with wisdom, he will build an empire. With wisdom, he will be protected. With wisdom, he will deal with his enemy. With wisdom, he will be rich. With wisdom, he will be a great man. So that's the only thing he asked for. He did not start speaking in tongue like your pastor speaks every day. And at the end of the day, people are still suffering from affliction, suffering from sicknesses. Hospital is not helping it, because there is no hospital in Nigeria. People are still dying of all this small, sickness. We have seen that with you at the sorry. This man, Amechi Monago. We have seen that with Mr. Ibu. We have seen that with every other Nigeria actors that just passed. We saw that. Those are the ones we are able to see. You see, it is happening constantly with those people who are celebrities. Think about those who are not, whom you don't see what they are going through. Think about them. Because if you begin to think about them, you will know that you are in a mess. If these people whom we knew as our role model, as the rich people, cannot cure themselves because there is no hospital, there is no, healthcare system in Nigeria that caters for people, regardless of your class, that will cater for them. Imagine what you are going through. And you will realize that these things are law that are gazetted. But because Nigeria is not, a lawful society, because Nigeria is a lawless society, anything that is written as a constitution, they don't follow it. That's why they do what they want. That's the reason why they do what they want. If Nigeria want to show you that there is a law in Nigeria, if Nigeria lawmakers and law enforcers want to show the world there is a law in Nigeria, they should start practicing it by apprehending Bobrisky. And all these things he's displaying, I don't want to bring his picture or anything, because I know that those who are sponsoring him are big and mighty people. Because if I bring his picture here now, I already have strokes on my Facebook page. That is the reason why they cannot send you notification. I have already had stroke for the past six months. That is the reason why I don't use it a lot the way I used to use it, because these people, they control these platforms that we are using to expose evil. And these are the people that is from the evil kingdom that are controlling the world. So that's why I don't want to bring him any picture of him near to my broadcast. If you understand, recently I don't use people's picture anymore, because that is one of the things they will hold. I know they cannot, no, you can't charge me with crime and injury, because or defamation of character, because when I bring mine, I bring fact. I'm not defaming you. What I am doing actually is it is stating the record straight and making sure that law that exists in Nigeria, people know about it. I'm making sure that those who are supposed to be, the law enforcement supposed to be on their tail, should be called to account. That is exactly my take. Because if you look at the force that promotes these activities of this guy, this man, he's obrozo nwa, onye akala, obrozo nwa, oje pompo alia hota, oje lo ikia hota, o belo gogoro Michael Jackson bad. The problem you have in Nigeria, these are the things we don't need. We don't need people that will influence our society. We know we don't need people that will influence our society in a very negative way. Animals were able to reproduce. Animals are able to reproduce because they are going to they so for you to understand that it is about exposing the Nigeria that is holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who committed no crime. But the people who are committing crime are on the loose, doing everything they want to do. Doing everything they want to do, no problem. So if Nigeria sees Bobrisky and they are not, Nigeria police, Nigeria securities and law enforcement sees Bobrisky and they wave at him, and Bobrisky will wear women's clothes and come to police station. I want to open case for a very dark man. I want to open case for Zazu because they call me, they say they defame me. He himself need to be arrested first, charged as per the law of Nigeria. After being charged, then they will hear from him who he want to complain about, because they will hear from him whom he want to complain about, because this is exactly what the Nigeria bill in 2014 was signed about. Any person who display any act of LGBTQ or same-sex activities will have a longer jail time, longer jail term. Anybody. So why is it not in what in why is it not in play? That law, what happened to it? So you need to know that anything that you see, anybody you see Nigeria arrest today, if there is a law country, if it's a lawful country, anybody you will see that Nigeria police pick up anywhere, anytime in Nigeria, one way or the other, they will violate the right of that person. That will warrant the court to actually throw away the matter. But because the biased court, judicial system of Nigeria is biased, so they will not even see it as a violation of human rights before even looking into the case, because that's why police will just easily go and pick people up just because somebody come and report they defend me. Defamation of character, you don't need to pick up somebody, you give them warning. Police is to give them warning and tell the other party, take this matter to court. That is it. You cannot arrest somebody as long as they never went to attack anybody. You cannot just be a police and go and arrest somebody just like that. There must be a court interdict that will make you to arrest the person, because as long as there is no court interdict, what police enforce is what court pass or what the lawmakers implement there. Police cannot pass the law arbitrarily. Police cannot just wake up and say, because I don't like you, I will arrest you. No. Police cannot just wake up to say, because I know you are enemy, I will arrest you. No. It is against the law, and that is the way they are living. Everything that works against the law is what their law enforcers are doing. Everything that is within the ambit of the law, they will turn a blind eye. How are you going to come out? How are you going to be free from, you know, such a lawless country, such a banana republic? And if you see the activity of Bobrisky, you will know that it is as a result of banana republic that they cannot enforce law against him, because now you will start hearing people. You remember when Chibok girls? Maybe you will start hearing influential people calling Nigeria to work. Why did you arrest Bob Risky? Why did you? It is a human right violation. They will not ask you what about your country law. So it is a banana republic because somebody somewhere is making a decision for you, but you call yourself as a leader in this country. How can you be a leader but somebody somewhere makes a decision that determines what you are going to, carry out? A typical banana republic. So it is very, very important for us to understand. I know it is something that is difficult to understand, but it is out there playing. Bobrisky is a danger to our society. As per the law, Bobrisky is violating the law in Nigeria every day, but they are not calling him to account because Nigeria does not obey their law. And that is the reason why we can never be part of this country that is lawless. We can never be part of a lawless society. We can never be part of it. And that is the reason why we are actually calling for referendum so that we go our separate ways. We go and create our society where people are going to be called to account, where people are going to be, to be punished as according to the law, where people are going to be saved according to the law. Anything that is within the ambit of our law must be respected and protected. As long as we agree in that law, we don't want to be in a lawless society. We don't want to be in a banana republic in 21st century where everyone is getting enlightened. The era of enlightenment, that we are going to still following a nation that does not want anything. There is no productive things they are doing. Every day the same story, every season the same story. Season of election comes, they will manipulate you, buy you, law you into, polling system. Even though your vote does not count, but they have to law you in order to, mandate themselves, in order to formalize their rigging. So that's exactly what happens. For you to see, oh, oh, I will never be part of Nigeria project. I will never be part of Nigeria project. I rather settle where, wherever I will love to go and settle there. If I obtain, you know, a citizenship, I settle there instead of being part of Nigeria project. Nigeria is an equal society. Law is unequal. Law is unequal. It is not systemic, systematically unequal. This is, you can see it. It is actually present and equal when it comes to law. Favorism is order of the day. Favoritism, order of the day. Nepotism, order of the day. These things are exactly what you see, in Nigeria on a daily basis. How can you want to be part of such society? A country that does not fight terrorism, but they fight ordinary people who are fighting terrorism. A country that protects evil people. When they arrest a terrorist, they will tell you, no, and we are releasing 200 today. Tinubu ebidogo release. He has started releasing, right? In his regime. So to release a terrorist that was in the bush that you pick up, at the end you claim you release them. Something is wrong with the system. Something is wrong with the system. The people that are actually working with the system, these people, they are, they are biased. They are biased. Terrorists being released. But people who call for law, equity, and fairness, They are not being released. Hey, you want me to be part of that project? God forbid. God forbid. With Bobrisky's activities shows you that what we've been saying over the years, it's indeed the truth. Bobrisky is committing a crime. And Bobrisky, because he is above the law, or maybe what very dark man say, you know, that there is possibilities that he is knocking all these people, lawmakers. That's why they are not enforcing the law that was signed in 2014. That's why. But they enforce it on other ordinary. They do not enforce it on Bobrisky and community. What a lawless country. What a lawless country. Oh, that is the reason why Mazen Namde Kano was discharged and acquitted by the law. Nigeria override the law. They override laws. And then they do what is off the book. And that's what they do every day. Your future is in a limbo. Your future is uncertain. As long as you continue to maintain and advocate for that project called Nigeria, your future your future is at risk. Your future is at risk. That's why your loved ones are dying every day. That's why your loved ones are dying every day. Within the course of how many months? 4 months. I've lost two loved ones. Two loved ones. Within the course of 4 months, I've lost two loved ones because of Nigeria hospital, Nigeria healthcare system that does not work. Within the course of 4 months, two loved ones. Nigeria system that is not working. And you want me to be part of such project you call Nigeria project. God forbid. God forbid. I rather go and take identity somewhere else, not to be part of Nigeria project. Nigeria project is a failure. Nigeria project, as long as they are building under the structure of Britain, amalgamation of 1914, that project is doomed to fail. As long as they do not understand that what makes you free is going back to where you were and rejecting everything that was brought by alien to you. That's what makes you free. But before you go there, you must know your history. So this is where I'm going to leave it. Those who will understand will understand. Those who are ignorant will continue to wallow in their ignorance. As long as I have delivered this message, it is up for you. I am not supposed to do this program, but why can't I? What has happened has happened. Why can't I? Because if we do not make an effort to make sure that those people who are in political space are called to account of all the lives that are being lost in Nigeria on a daily basis. So that is where I am going to leave it for now until we meet again. Bye for now.